No. Hello, ALttPR League viewers. We are here today for the game between 16-bit nerds, represented by Flipheal, and Guardians of Galaxy Brain, represented by Ricky of Kokiri. For those that are joining for the first game this week, this is week 6, which is an all dungeons key sanity race. TJ, how are you doing today?
Not too bad, Zeth. No, how about you?
Pretty good. It's I'm looking forward to viewing this particular game. There's a lot of potential for a lot of things to go right, and I think a lot of things to go wrong. So
absolutely.
It looks like they're starting right.
Here they go.
Up. Both starting in Sanctuary. So we'll see where they both go from here.
What? What, so everyone's supposed to sleep every single night now? You realize that nighttime takes up all time?
Terry!
Going to the...
There is no better summer. Gotta rip that Band-Aid up now, it'll take me later. Oh.
Yeah, we're...
I was my son supposed to pass his classes. If you keep flagging him off for my...
Ricky is going to... Looks like he's going to be... King Lumberjack? Yes, I had to make sure he actually went there. Flipheal checking that spot in the forest. And okay, that is a very early sword for Flip, so he's probably going to be really happy to see that. So Flip not... Oh, and the book. Flip not choosing not to check Lumberjack. I did miss exactly what was on there. I don't know if one of our viewers caught that. Ah, a small key on Lumberjack. Well, let's hope that's not something like Swamp Palace. They will need to complete all of the dungeons today. So depending on which dungeon that is, that could be very small or very big. Ricky and Flip taking slightly different routes coming out of the forest. But it looks like they will both be heading towards Kakariko Village, and we'll be doing some checks. So let's see what's in here. TJ will be back in a moment. Meantime, race game has a red rupee. That's... Flip will probably not be going back for that. And we've got Ether on Ricky's side in the shed. I'm blanking on the name for that location. I apologize. And 20 rupees. Blind's Hut. There we go. So between these two teams, 16-bit Nerds is currently tied in first place, and Guardians of the Galaxy is currently in 4th. This is a very, very tight division, the Tower of Hera division, so this will actually be a very important race to both of the teams. The top 4 teams are within 2 games in total, and only the top 2 teams will be advancing out of the... And we have gloves, but in the well. But only the top 2 teams will be advancing, so every little point going into the end of the season will be important for both of these teams. So we've got book, a sword, ether, and gloves. It's an interesting combination, but very little in keys so far. Actually, with a desert small and the book, it looks like we will be able to get into desert pretty early and clear out most of it, if the runners choose to do so. So as the runners finish up their Kakariko Village checks, it'll be interesting to see where they each decide to go next.
Okay, he's back. Well, what? Losing. Okay. Fast.
I think they're just the checks that they've each done.
Let's put your dad here. Your dad in a nursing home.
Hey, Tom, we know when we're losing him. We gotta get
And a big 50 in the library.
There she is. All right, come on, Morty, let's go. Okay. Oh man, Rick, what is this place? It's the Nature's 35 feet.
Ricky going to be finding the big 20. Will also probably be ignoring it. Yep. Is he going to head to South Shore? Or is he heading... No? Question now is, where is he heading? Ah, he's heading into the back of Escape. Yeah, but there's 3 chests back there. A good number of checks he can check right away. Looks like, yep, they already have a key for this. So he can choose to go through the dark rooms backwards if he wants. It is an out of logic check, but he decides not to. Depending on if you're used to going forwards or backwards, going backwards through that room can be quite difficult. Flip is farming some rupees. While Ricky does do the South Shore checks. Picking up the full magic. Can't do anything with the magic quite yet, but always good to have later once he finds an item that he can use it with. Looks like Flip heading in the same direction Ricky's already cleared. We'll see. Compasses probably not being the most useful things for these runners. Kind of gives them a bit of a heads up on the items, but they're probably looking for the keys more so, and the maps will help them because the map currently will not show them what is a pendant and what is a crystal, but if they find the map, they will find out ahead of time. Although it is all dungeons, so that is far less relevant.
As
Looking
Ricky's
at the other screen, where was that Swamp Palace small key that Flip found?
I had some technical
Bottle
difficulties.
vendor.
I missed that one.
Yes, welcome back, TJ.
about that.
So farming for the rupees for Bottle Vendor, definitely getting Flip an important key. I'm sure Ricky will go back at some point.
Yeah, it seems
when he
like
goes
one of his-
back with a bottle. Oh, he actually has a bottle. So if he goes back with a bottle to see Sick Kid, or maybe when he gets fluid, he'll do all of them. So he will be back there. Flip doing the darkroom check that Ricky did not. So we'll see what's in here. 5 rupees. Not very important that Ricky missed it.
makes you feel really good that you wander around in the dark looking for that one.
Yeah. So TJ, any thoughts on how this will go? Any predictions?
I think it's going to be a tight race. I think it's just going to come down to slight bits of execution. They're both great runners, and perhaps just one little small routing difference that's going to make it one way or the other. Like I said, they're both good, strong runners, so should be quite interesting.
I guess we'll see. With it being an all dungeon seed, there is a lot of items that they're going to need, and any one of them could be hitting somewhere, including up near the top of GT, if it is not required for a crystal dungeon.
Yeah, I think
Ricky
we've all
picking
had
up
to
the
make that
bombs.
climb before.
Sorry?
I said I think we've all had to make that climb looking for something we've never thought of before.
Yeah.
Here goes Ricky on his farming trip.
Ah, so Ricky decides to get the rupees from here instead of Blind's hut. So. Also helps with Zora, because Zora's going to take a whole 500 rupees to get that item.
Yeah, to get your life lesson of the day.
Looks like they're now both in the same place. Oh, wow. Vortex of Doom mentioning in the chat that both these runners are actually individually undefeated.
Oh, wow.
So that's definitely going to put some interesting tension into this race a little bit. Both players definitely wanting to keep that streak alive.
Definitely. It's just going to make them play that much harder. We're in to watch a really good match then, for sure. Slight divergence in the routing when they got in here. Ricky deciding to go over and fill right side and work his way back out.
And the
Ooh.
fire rod. So that's what we were talking about, where Ricky picked up that full magic, and now he has something he can use with it. And flippers. You know, with flippers and a swamp small key already, wonder if the runners are going to decide to go in there. They don't have hook shot once they have Dark World access.
Yeah. Yeah, the seed's being very suggestive in one direction currently.
Yeah, give you book and a desert small and flippers and a swamp small. Yeah.
Yep.
So when we say all dungeons, we mentioned it earlier, this is an all dungeon seed, so that is all of the crystal dungeons, all of the pendant dungeons, Aga Tower, as well as Ganon's Tower. Before you finally defeat Ganon.
Yeah. These two runners are in for the long haul for sure. We're getting the Agena cave check on flip side. Ricky's going to pick up that heart on the ledge.
At 3 hearts, I do not blame him.
Not at all. Small to GT in Agena's cave.
Well, we won't be seeing any use for that for quite a while now. But always nice to have.
Looks like we're seeing Houlihan on flip side.
Oh, yeah. I was going, didn't Flip already do this? That's where he did the Dark Room, but yes, Houlihan. It's a nice little minor glitch that gives them 250 rupees. Very nice to help with that Zora rupee farming.
Yeah, it pays off sometimes even just to do it right away, but definitely.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of runners do it right at a sanctuary, just after they finish their initial checks, straight out to check that, no matter what. The worst case, you spend it on bottles later, if you need them.
Ooh, there's a mirror.
So yeah, we really are going to need to check Swamp Palace early, I think.
Yeah. Yep. There's something there.
And considering we are in full key sanity with the compasses, maps, smalls, and bigs shuffled, there are a lot of chests in Swamp.
Oh, for sure. Especially when you do that dreaded left side.
Yeah, well, since they can't do the back, that left side is more likely to have something. Flip going through, getting his blue goo from the cave.
Ricky heading to the front of escape.
So another question is, will he do the dark room from the front? He opted not to do it from the back. Or will he just leave it?
Interesting to see, actually. I prefer to tackle it from the front. Something about coming at it from the back, I always get confused.
I like it from the back in most cases because the water actually makes it a lot easier to know where you're walking. But that one rat with the key can be very difficult to find. Getting an ice cave check on Flip's side, and it's a piece of heart. Again, welcome to the runners, but not something particular that they're really looking for at the moment. Flip is still on 3 hearts.
Yeah, opting not to go to the ledge. Flip looks like he's on his way to get his mirror from the uncle. Tree pull is hearts. I'm not sure if we've seen that before, but that's interesting. Always handy to if you end up in a push.
Yeah, I don't think we saw that before. Yep. Brad mentioning in chat, it'll be interesting to see, or it'll be interesting if gloves are Dark World access, how soon they will go to Swamp. That's definitely a good point. They can't complete it because they don't have hook shot. So it'll be interesting to see if they make that play. And Ricky is doing the dark room from the front, going to find out it's 5 rupees.
Yeah, going to get his chest of disappointment. Good.
Yeah, our tracker bringing up a good point I forgot about. You do need a hammer for Swamp.
This is true. That's completely slipped my mind as well.
Yeah, I was thinking, okay, he's got the flippers, he's good, right? Just needs hookshot to get to the back. I've done that more than once, gone into that dungeon, and I get to the hammer area and go, oh yeah, this actually does need a hammer.
Yeah, I've done the exact same thing. And every time I believe I have the same thought, what are you doing?
Yeah, I think it's because Swamp is not something the runners generally people want to do very early, so by the time you get all of the items for it, you're pretty late in the game, so hammer is something you're thinking about for a dungeon like Pod, not so much Swamp.
Yeah, definitely. By the time you've routed Swamp in one way or another, you typically have already stumbled upon it somewhere along the way.
Yeah, there is a note that the first chest is available to them, though, right off the bat.
True.
Plus the bombable wall, so there are 2 items in there. Getting a key from the hobo. Not sure what a hobo's doing with a key, but I don't know how he got a key to one of the dungeons, but
He was wandering around looking for money, I'm guessing.
one of the guards gave him a key instead of rupees.
Yeah. Yep.
When Link shows up, he's probably wondering, I can't do anything with this, I'll just give it to you. So Ricky completing the water checks. And they're fully in logic because he does have those flippers, which means he can do this cave even right away, waterfall cave.
Lacking Zora money, but he'll probably check the ledge while he's up here.
Yeah, find out how important it is to come back if it's 1 or 2 items.
Yeah.
Looks like Flip will be doing the exact same thing as Ricky. The game has given them a lot of items, but not a lot of routing options yet.
Yeah, it's pretty limited of what you're going to do at this point.
So it's a heart. We'll see if they pick that up. It is on normal item pool, so all the hearts are in the game. So that makes it less important. All the games this week for the league will be on normal item pool. For anyone that'll be watching a game later today, or I think they're, depending on where you are in the world, later today or tomorrow. So I guess we talked Dark World access. What do you think?
Well, I think Ricky's on the right track, checking the eastern area. There might be something here that's going to push one way or the other. I'm not 100% sure if I think it's there, but something that might guide in direction.
Yep.
How about you?
I think it is one of their last in-logic checks at this point. They can always go up the Dark Cave, up to Dark Mountain. Death Mountain, not Dark Mountain.
Yeah.
Death Mountain. There are a few checks up there. 2 checks they can... 3 checks they can do,
Yeah.
but...
So I believe 3 checks, yeah.
Eastern is definitely more dense with 6 chests, though they can't get the boss because they don't have a bow yet.
Bombs in the first chest.
So we're looking for either a hammer, mitts, or a sword to do Aga. But we still need the Moon Pearl either way.
Still need a Moon Pearl, still need a hammer, or I guess on the outside chance, mitts and a flute. There's the moon.
There's the Moon Pearl.
Asking
okay.
you shall receive.
So, mitts. We're gonna get that. I don't think Ricky checked Saha's closet.
No, he.
I think he entered from the right, so this will be new checks on Flip's side. Got 20 rupees, and a heart.
So he's just decided to take Saha's life savings and take off.
With talking to him, we did find out Swamp Palace is the green pendant. So with an all dungeon scene, it does mean there's an extra check now in Swamp. The game really wants them to do Swamp.
Yep.
But hasn't given them the items to do so that's not very nice.
Could it be one of those cruel seeds that has the progression item for Swamp right in the first chest? Find out when our runners get there.
Yeah, or it could be progression to get to the next item that they need. Making them double dip it after 1-2 chests, which is even meaner. Ricky just going through the dark rooms here. These are generally dark rooms that pretty much all of the runners are going to know. These are one of the first dark rooms most people learn in the game. Thankfully, there's no maze. They're very straightforward.
Especially with a sword, these ones are fairly easy to navigate.
Oh, the sword helps dark rooms so much because the sword stays visible. Yep.
Thank you, Swamp.
Well, that gives them one additional check once they get that hammer. But yeah, the game is really pointing Swamp Palace. The runners must have gotten that clue by now.
I would hope so, or their team's going to be having a team meeting with them afterwards.
I mean, the game could just be trying to trick them here. Give them everything they need except the hammer and just not give them the hammer for a half hour.
So where do we head next, I wonder?
Trying to think of what's actually in logic that they haven't done. They can definitely go up Death Mountain, which is the only thing I'm thinking of for those 3 checks, but they are not in logic, which means their actual way... Ah, yes, Sick Kid, definitely something that he left out. And actually, Ricky also hasn't done Bottle Vendor, so he'll probably pick that up while he's here as well. So there's 2 checks, and both in logic. Sick Kid has to have some sort of progression, right?
I would think so. The mountain cave not being in logic without a lamp.
Yeah. Could be flute, hammer, flute, or lamp, I think. Gives them progression items. Arrows. Okay.
Just a sword kit.
Yeah, I mean, it could be Zora. The game could just want to farm those rupees. Answering chat, yes, they have already gone to desert. They've gone through desert, everything they can in desert, everything they can in eastern. They've done, I think, all of their overworld checks. I can't think of a single thing that's in logic except Zora. So the question is, the runners probably will just go up Death Mountain, go through the Dark Cave, and get the non-in-logic items, because that is far less time-consuming than farming up 400 rupees for Zora.
I wonder with Flip being closer on the rupee counts if he'll do that, or if he will take the risk and farm now.
Yeah, you're right. And I was about to say, how does Flip have so much more money? But he did the Houlihan glitch, so that's why he's got the extra 250 already.
It's definitely one of those out of the way checks that you're not sure you really want to rush to, but
So Flip is going to go do the rupee farm, so he may head up to Zora, knowing it's the in-logic check. So with one of the 3 up on Death Mountain, a compass for Ricky. So only 2 more items up here.
wonder what Spectacle Rock has in store for our runners today.
Coming up with the mirror is always nice, because you can actually check the item on top and just instead of stare at it and want it.
I'm not sure they're going to want that. Yeah, I'm not sure they're going to want that one, but
Map.
Or...
The map is helpful, but not what he was looking for.
Yeah.
Oh, but they can do They can do Hera while they're up here.
Oh yes.
Way more than 3 checks.
Yeah.
With no keys at all, though. They have Hera pots, so most of the dungeon is available to them. I'm kind of surprised Ricky didn't go for the map.
Well, all dungeons, they all have to fall anyway, so.
Oh, right. Easy to forget it's all dungeons.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hera pot
pop
requires a
hook
hook shot, actually.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
boots, or boots, and a hook shot.
Yeah,
Plenty of
hook
options.
shot, right. Because there's the bomb setup, but yeah, hook shot would be... See, that's one of the glitches I don't actually know, so I kind of forget the nuances of it sometimes. Thank you, chat. So those still not being helpful. It's got to be Zora, so it looks like Flip made the right call. Ricky definitely going to go over in Houlihan, because that is the fastest way to get 250 rupees. Yeah, so the flute now is not a progression item for us, because it wouldn't give us anything new. So it's got to be the hammer or mitt, I think, or progression to get one.
Yeah, could be the hook shot.
Yeah, could be the hook shot. Yeah, because hook shot would get us over to Paradox Cave.
Give us the 8 checks over there, counting Spiral Cave.
Ah, but it's
the
hammer. So yeah, game really saying go to swamp, go to swamp. Well, we now have Dark World access. 20, just under 28 minutes into the game. Any thoughts on where Ricky might go next, or Flipheal might go next?
Probably check Hype Cave and then go to Swamp. Check the first two or 3 chests. So I guess they have access to the big chest as well. So.
And they have access to left side.
True.
Every runner's favorite part of Swamp. But
oh, absolutely.
So Ricky good doing the desert check for rupees. I missed Flip's Hype Cave. Was there anything in there?
There was a Master Sword and the big key to Mire in there, as well as a little bit of love.
Oh, that's actually a semi-decent Hype Cave.
Yeah, 5 out of 10 for sure. We're gonna get
semi-hype.
Semi-hype. We're gonna get our red crystal checks here. Desert and TR.
This definitely actually being an important check in the end, because they now know how to get into the Pyramid Ferry.
Yes, and plenty of seeds where the Pyramid Fairy's hanging on to that one small key you've been hunting for.
Yeah, in an all dungeon seed, every chest can be important. You definitely don't want to leave
Yep.
something like that behind. I think the runners might also be thinking this seed's already kind of been a little skimpy on items, forcing them to farm for Zora early.
Definitely. Has
Flip
not
picking up
been
the 20. Sorry?
No, I was about to say the same thing. See, Flip's
No.
grabbing money just in case.
Yeah, he's sitting at 9 rupees. I don't think he wants to be that low. That's not nice.
Especially not with maybe an early pod dip on as well.
Yeah. I think digging game would be nice because everybody kind of
Yep.
forgets that it actually needs cash. He doesn't charge you much, but it's something.
Definitely. Believe I completely forgot that till you just said something.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, the amount that they charge is so small that almost all the players already have access or have that kind of cash that they're not thinking about it when they get there.
Definitely. Something you don't see often, except in seeds like this that are extremely cheap, is the arrow game. Ricky picking up his hammer. Going to get the heart on the ledge as well.
Flip spending a second round, getting some money. Guess this is potion money.
Chess game as well.
Oh yeah, chess game. Yeah.
Well, actually, I guess not. They don't have myths or a hook shot to get over there, but if he saves and quits and comes out the other side, but I doubt that's happening anytime soon.
Yeah. Flip getting a 1 digging game.
That must feel good, especially if you're going through it and you're not quite sure which direction to head next.
Yep.
Looks like he is going to go into the Village of Outcast area.
What is... Oh. Yeah. Yes, because you can't... Yep. Okay.
Ricky will get his Meyer Big Key and his Master Sword. Should make him a little bit happier, especially progressing through the Dark World.
Yes, for sure. So Flip needed to go into Light World because that block that he was near needed mitts to progress rather than gloves. So he has to switch to Light World, go all the way up to the top of the village, go all the way around, and then get into Dark World and go all the way around back. It's a bit of a trek.
Absolutely. Scenic tour of Hyrule.
So it looks like Ricky's doing what you predicted. Do Hype Cave and go straight into Swamp.
Yeah, I like both plays for both runners actually. I think I would have done what Ricky was doing, but way more dense in the village, so Flip might be on the right track here. Both plays are quite good.
Yep. I mean, the game is definitely pointing you towards Swamp, but doesn't mean there's something there.
Yeah. Likes to point you at frustration as well, so.
Ooh, big key. Skull Woods. They have Fire Rod.
Yep. Can always borrow a key to finish them off. Ricky giving us our first look at Swamp.
Trying to watch both screens to get both chests. This is... and a Canaburna.
Canaburna and a big 20 on Flip's side, so...
Flip probably going, well, I just got rupees from archery game. Stop giving them to me now. Give me something I want.
At this point, I have enough money.
It's been a while since we actually got an item. That hammer was the last thing, and it... I feel like we're getting a lot of the filler out of the way early.
Half magic on Flip's side. That's a nice find, especially early in the seed.
Yes, a not required item that every single runner wants to get early. It just makes life so much easier.
Yeah, it's nothing worse than finding it in a validation chest.
Unless you're doing Silverless Ganon, in which case you're very happy that you found it.
You might just jump out of your chair at that point.
Speaking of Ganon's Tower, we find the big key in Thieves Town. So Thieves Town had 2 good items for our runners there. Big key for GT and a half Mandric. Looks so far the swamp has kind of been a misleading dungeon, I think. A few small keys, but
Small key to ice. The dreaded left side.
small key to ice can definitely make some of that routing a little better.
Once again, one of those dungeons you try to hold off to until you've got the handy dandy glitch stick.
For sure. Now, if the runners are comfortable with the bomb jump, they can still do a lot of it either way.
Yeah, definitely.
It's definitely an advantage of knowing the bomb jump as well over knowing just Icebreaker. And for some of our viewers that might be newer here, there's some glitches that help you get around the Logic and Ice Palace, either to get through a railing or to jump over a pit that lets you skip parts of the dungeon. And that without them, that dungeon is very long.
Definitely. Graveyard Ledge check.
Not getting them. He's already at max.
No. Yep.
Throwing a bomb.
Yep.
Very happy with those items.
Ricky can give us our checks here on left side. Has to do the long version without a hook shot.
Yeah, that never feels good.
No, not at all. Is that our second pod small? Interesting.
That definitely helps. They still need the bow to finish the dungeon.
It's always the great debate if you dip pod with the low amount of keys early, which chest do you actually go for?
Oh yeah, there's too many doors in there. There's 6 keys to get around that. 6 keys in total to get around that dungeon. You got a lot of choice.
Looks
like a
Ricky's
fetch
playing
quest.
Yeah, you want to do a fetch quest?
We have the shovel, which gives them 1 more check. Never an item you particularly want to see.
No, definitely not. Flip finding another small key to pod, and another small key to pod.
Getting that bomb jump quickly. See, I wasn't looking at his screen at first, so I thought you were mentioning the key that I saw after.
Oh.
I thought maybe I was behind, but no, it's 2. Ricky checking out bombos. Flip doing one of everyone's favorite rooms in Skullwoods.
Absolutely.
If the Gibdos don't get you the hand will.
Yeah.
Doing it pretty cleanly, actually.
Yeah, that was a really nice job in there.
Thank you to
Ooh.
Eastern. Well, that's 1 more check in Eastern for them. And potentially the boss once they have a bow. It will be an out of logic boss, but I don't think they care.
Not when they all must fall, right?
Yep. So now Ricky's just going to be doing some of the checks that Flip has already done. Flip opting to get the chest first probably makes sense, considering they need to check them all anyways.
Sure, it's a lot nicer to come and get this chest, especially when you have the mirror as well.
Oh, for sure. Okay, he's going to be very happy about that.
Definitely. Especially going back to fight everybody's favorite moth.
Tempered sword. Start checking that chest first. Definitely a benefit.
Ricky Shovel warranted nothing but the map to desert.
So not helpful at all,
Nope.
considering we already know it's a 5/6 crystal. I'm not sure he checked that though, but
No, he didn't. So new knowledge for him.
I don't think he cares.
No.
He has to do them all, so he's probably figuring, if I get stuck later, I'll check what my crystals are to check Pyramid Fairy.
Definitely.
Flip going into the Moth fight. My least favorite boss fight in the game.
I would have to completely agree with you.
And in cases where we have boss randomizer, like we did last week in the league, my least favorite boss room in the game in general.
Definitely. Flip making it look very easy and getting the key to Thieves Town at the same time.
Always nice. Ricky doing a lot of digs. This looks like where he's planning on getting some of his rupees.
Ricky opting for the save and quit and to come in from the other side, perhaps?
Yeah, I think so. A little bit of different routing, but same plan.
Are we getting a ped check? We are.
We are. Well, he knows he's going to have to do all 3 pendant dungeons anyway, so he's wondering if he should prioritize them. He should not.
Yep. Nope.
Just cash. So we really haven't found any more progression yet.
No, just a lot of chasing around and finding nothing.
Now, no one's checked pod side yet, so we do have access to pod. Yeah, it's got to be pod now.
Yeah.
Unless
Yeah,
they go to
I'm-
something like the Eastern Big Chest, but I don't. Logically, there's only one chest there, so I don't think they'll go for it.
Yeah, I don't see that coming up anytime. We're very quick. Flip going in through the drop down.
Now when we're saying that right now, we're discussing the things that we as viewers are aware, because we know what Ricky has found in Swamp Palace and we know what Flip has found in Skull Woods. Neither of those runners
Yeah.
actually know that, so they may just
No.
switch sides.
Yeah, it's very possible.
Ooh,
Blue mail,
mail.
always a nice find.
Always. It just increases your health significantly. Effective health. So Flip finishing up his first dungeon completely. Ricky going to be doing the same dungeon now. Ricky going with the ether strat, saying, I'm not dealing with this room.
I cannot blame him.
No, not at all. Yep. Well, so they also do have catfish. There have been some races that have hinged on very important items in catfish.
Definitely.
There was one that I was commentating last week where it was the go mode item. So maybe when they go over and check pod, they'll check cat too.
Yeah, that if you're going to make the long walk over, there seems like the time to do it. Flip going to get his map off the tablet.
Yes, our tracker asking if it was his race last week. Yes, it was. And I gotta say thank you to our tracker, Akir. Without him bringing up all of these items on the bottom of the screen, this would make my and TJ's job significantly harder.
Most definitely. Definitely. Nice to see Akir doing this, and tracking in an all dungeons keys seed is always so much fun.
So with both runners doubling up on themselves, I'm just going to remind everybody to follow these runners if they're not already doing so. They're putting on a great show here for us today. They'll be continuing to run over the next 2 weeks for their teams.
Next week in the league is like Next week in the league is the co-op Enemizer. That should be. It's always interesting to see what kind of mayhem the seeds bring.
Oh yes, I know you're running in this league. Are you playing in that next week?
Yes, I'm playing this week, and I'm playing next week as well.
Well, I wish you luck in your game.
Thank you very much.
Meanwhile, these runners going through.
Yep.
Ricky again saying, Ether, I don't like Gibdos. One of the only enemies in the game that
Yeah.
I actually know the name of because I don't like them so much.
Yeah, I believe we've all had those Gibdo nightmares at least once.
That specific room is bad with the torches because they like to block your torch. They like to try to hit you when you're trying to do it.
Yeah, they're always right up in your business. It's never nice.
Yeah. So, Ricky going into the boss fight. I was trying to figure out what he was doing there.
As was I.
So Moth has a bit of a weird hitbox in that if he's on top of a spike or he gets knocked directly onto a spike, your hit doesn't actually do damage. This makes this fight significantly harder than it actually should be.
Ricky making it look fairly easy, though the Moth was not as polite as he could be.
For sure. So with Ricky having cleared the south and the west, do you think he's going east?
I have a feeling it's likely going to be a pod check. He may go dip Thieves Town while he's over here, but
Oh, did he skip the... Oh, yeah, okay.
he saved and quit and came in from the top, so...
Right. So, yeah, he's definitely going to check Thieves Town while he's here.
Yeah.
Until they have the flutes in the midst, it's just too much of a time waste to leave that behind.
Absolutely.
Flip going to be finishing up his swamp check soon to find out there's nothing in here that he wants. You know, we were discussing earlier that the game was telling him go to swamp, and they went to swamp and found nothing.
Swamp decided to not be very nice today.
Is swamp ever nice?
No, not particularly. Point taken.
Ah, okay, so here's something. Ricky doesn't actually have the big key to Skull Woods. He did the bomb jump to get to the big chest and realized he didn't have the key. The thing is, Flip did have the key when he was there, so he was able to check that chest. Might end up in the back of Ricky's mind.
Yeah, for sure.
Our tracker letting us know that he thinks that that was a small key to pod, which definitely helps routing pod. Thankfully, it's not something too big necessarily. Depends on what's in pod.
Yeah. Flip with finding the other one in swamp here. Now he's got 4 keys, so definitely a pod's looking more enticing, especially with enough keys to move through there.
Well, if he knows Hammer Yump, that's actually enough to complete the entire dungeon.
Yeah.
So, again, for newer viewers, that is a bomb jump that allows our runners to jump over a pit and through a rail.
Such an impressive little glitch. Wish I could figure it out consistently.
Yeah, it's definitely not an easy one.
Flip coming to find his map and dig spot now, as Ricky will go back into the Dark World to enter Thieves Town.
I think once both these runners finish up their checks on the left side Dark World, they're both going to end up heading over to the pod side, so it should give us an idea of where they are so far as their routes converge. We've had a little bit of
looks
a.
like.
Sorry.
Oh, go right ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Say, it looks like that's where Flip's taking us now. So
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I was just gonna say the kind of quote unquote lead. It's hard to call a lead early in an all dungeons key sanity game, but Ricky was just slightly ahead on some of the execution early, and Flip, I feel like, took the lead a little bit back with his play to go to Zora before Tower of Hera. But we do have to remember Ricky made a few checks up there. That was bombs up on bumper chest.
Flip going to give us our pyramid check now.
Not going to go up and check the goal sign like
No.
last week. Although there were a lot of runners not checking that sign anyways last week.
Definitely. We're going to get a first chest and egg 1 check.
Yes, tempered. It's going to be pretty... Oh, he's just going to fire rod them. That works too.
Won't be able to climb it, but interested to see what's in the chest.
Since he's on the pyramid anyways, this is a very quick check. Not that it was helpful.
Yeah.
With the map. Ricky finding his arrows in Graveyard Ledge and saying, nope. T2 is at max. There's our map check. So I saw Pod was a pendant. Turtle Rock was a 5/6 crystal.
Correct. Thieves Town was a pendant as well.
So we know all our pendants. And we know our 5/6 crystals, which means we actually know what everything is in the game.
Yep.
Now I think only Flip has that knowledge, because Ricky may not have the knowledge on which one is the correct red crystal yet. I don't remember which map he got.
Yeah, if he hasn't... I'm unaware of what maps he's grabbed as well.
I will note that's not really a major advantage in an all dungeons seed. Flip definitely making that pod play. So this is a little bit of showing where doing that one really out of the way in logic check can actually be better than sometimes. But it is the luck of the draw. Ricky could have found something very important that was out of logic up in Tower of Hera and continued.
Definitely. Ricky will be happy to find his half magic in here.
Oh, 100%.
First, we're getting a TR small here on Flip side. That gives us 2 for TR, I believe.
With four keys, he's just gonna go right through the front door the fast way. Opting not to go through the basement and potion glitch through the bow log side.
Flip finding the big key for Tower of Hera.
That's going to definitely save him some time, because now he only has to go into Tower of Hera. He can check an extra item, or one item in Tower of Hera. 2 items in Tower of Hera.
2. Ricky will get his skull big. Let's get some rage slashes on his side.
Catfish has not been checked yet, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I was just confirming we had someone in chat ask. I wanted to make sure. Oh, speaking of the potion glitch, he decides to do that afterwards. So there is a little bit of a glitch in this part of the game as well. If the runners use a potion in that hallway at the correct time, it unlocks the camera, and it tricks the game. You move the mimics off the screen, and it tricks the game into thinking that all of the enemies have died. And it opens the door for you. Very useful, very simple glitch.
Yeah, very handy one to have in the bag of tricks. So far, Pod not showing us much.
Nope. That chest there was out of logic one way or the other, so
Yeah.
it would have been interesting to see what happened. That's. Did he fall into the? I guess he probably fell into the pit there on
Yeah.
purpose.
Yeah, to warp back to the door by the looks of it.
So I believe these checks in the basement are actually in logic because they have the fire rod and there are lamp torches in here.
Yeah.
Instantly using the fire rod.
Yep, absolutely. Not a fun dark room to do, that's for sure.
Good knowledge of where the torch is. Thankfully, this one's right
Yeah.
by the door, but you still have to know that.
Yep. Ooh, early butter sword. Very nice for progressing through the seed.
Yeah, definitely.
Flip going to show off the hammer yump here.
Yep, pause buffering, make sure he's in the exact right spot. As I said, right over the pit, right through the rail, and he's on the other side. He does not have the big key, so he can't get that big chest, but he will get the other two in this very confusing dark room. There are a lot of small rails in here.
Always impressive to see someone navigate this in the dark.
Yeah. That glowing sword and some of the sound effects help, but not quite that helpful, and not worth it for a map.
No, not at all.
Where's Flip going? He got both chests. Oh, he's just
He's
dying.
death warping. Surprised
chest
he
has he
just
not
didn't get the
checked?
mirror.
Yeah,
He
I'm
did not
surprised
do
he didn't do that too.
He didn't go up and do the vanilla big key chest. Looks like he's going to go check the big chest in Eastern.
The vanilla big key chest, is that the one where you drop and have to go through a door?
Yes, it's when you drop on blow the bridge out on the other side.
Just wanted to make sure. The vanilla locations can be confusing at times.
Definitely, especially with the existence of a randomizer.
Yeah, you play enough randomizer, who knows where the big key originally was? Some dungeons make it obvious, and some of them just do not.
Misery Mire comes to mind.
Yeah. Eastern, it's the last chest after the dark room that had the big key, wasn't it? Because the chest is right next to the big key door, and they're teaching you how the big key works.
Yeah.
Eastern being the first dungeon of the game when you play this the original way. Flip deciding to go in and grab that last chest.
Nothing in the big key chest. It's logically, I would guess you would go there before you head to Catfish for sure. You're already here.
Yeah, I'm actually just more surprised he went to Eastern first.
Wanted to save his one small key in case he could speed through to Helmasaur.
No, yeah. Makes sense. But he gets Cape. That literally gets them one more check. Yes, still one. I was thinking whether Spike Cave was in logic, but they can't get there yet. So where do you think Flip's going?
Mountain climb, perhaps. Take that out of logic, see if he can get something to guide him one direction or another.
Could be. He does have the Hera Big Key. Means he can do everything but one check in Hera when he gets there, including the boss. Everything but the affectionately named Coffee break room.
Yep. You never like to see a seed where you have to spend any time in the basement in Hera, that's for sure. Ricky's navigating the dark maze.
So there's a question about the in-logic checks we haven't seen. Catfish is definitely one. I believe they now do have... Flip now does have access to Bumper Cave as well. But oh no, we saw what that was.
Yeah.
I don't think that was anything important.
I believe it was... I want to say bombs? Can't remember, though.
I think so. I think I said it out loud, too.
I believe you did.
That was 15 minutes ago.
Flip getting his Spectacle Rock knowledge that won't do much for him. Did we get a check on this tablet when Ricky was up here? I can't remember.
I don't think he checked it. I'm not sure he could check it. Did he have Master Sword?
Oh, he
he read it. Yes, he had Fighter Sword. That's what I thought.
That's correct. Yes, he did read it. I forgot about that.
I thought he had Fighter Sword when he came up here. Flip coming up with a significantly bigger weapon.
Definitely, especially when you make the climb up to the nasty guy at the top of this tower.
Yeah, I'll get up there, swing twice, and he'll be done with it. Much nicer than the number of spins you need to do, or spins you need to do with the Fighter Sword. Flip forgetting he needs a key for the back door.
Open there. Looks like Ricky's going to go get his cape. Interesting to see if Ricky does the same play as Flip after this or heads to Catfish while he's already over here.
Well, Ricky's already checked 2 of the checks in this dungeon, so it makes it less enticing to come here. Quake is a very good item to have picked up. Well, Ricky is walking through the Dark World, so it makes me think he will go to Catfish. While Flip goes to fight Moldorm. Everybody's favorite boss that knocks you into pits.
Ruins a good time just in an instant. Flip making it look easy with that butter sword, however.
Oh, ooh. That's an important item. Flip getting boots.
Yeah. Comes up a few more checks in the overworld.
It's not even just opening up checks, it's just the speed at which he can now get through a lot of the game.
Yeah.
Every minute Flip has with those boots that Ricky doesn't have them saves him a little bit of time.
Definitely. Come our East Death Mountain checks.
Yes, there's a lot of checks over here. Ricky is actually doing Pyramid.
Looks like he's going to also check the first chest in Ega 1 as well.
Makes sense while he's here.
Definitely. Ooh, and Flip finding the bow in Spiral Cave.
Bow is going to open up a lot for them. Means that Eastern is now fully completable. Out of lot. Oh? No? In logic? There's torches in that dark room.
There's torches in that room, is there not? Yeah, it should be
Yeah.
an in logic.
So it is the in logic check, so they can finish Eastern in logic, which will give Flip his 3rd dungeon. Ricky's still on 1. Ah, because he hasn't gone up to Hera,
Yeah.
yes. Oh, hookshot.
No shot.
That's not a pleasant place for hookshot to be. The hookshot was hookshot locked, and the lamp is there too.
Yep.
So that means they were supposed to get flute to get up here.
Yeah.
Because to get up to Dark Mountain through the game's logic, you need either the flute or the lantern. So, where's the
Catfish,
flute? Ah,
catfish.
yes. That's a good guess. We have a guess of flute on catfish. Which makes a lot of sense the way we're seeing this, and I think we're about to find out from Ricky.
Yeah.
It's another item that helps a little bit with speed. Not as much as the boots in a lot of ways, but still very,
Flip.
very good. Oh, no.
There's the mitts.
The mitts.
Flip's going to give us a spike cave. Check.
But what does mitts open up for us now? Ice Palace.
Ice Palace, King's Tomb. No, not till the boots, not till Hera. My bad.
Yeah, no, I think the logical play is actually it's got to be Ice Palace. Ricky deciding to go up to the mountain though, which is actually probably the right call with Wait, he doesn't have the big key to Hera. Where was that?
It was in the arena chest in pod, I believe. Guess
Did
he
Ricky
didn't
skip
do
a
that
chest
one.
in pod? If Ricky skipped a chest in pod, that could put him really far behind here.
Definitely. Chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't. I believe that's where the big key to Hera was.
Chat saying they think he picked it up and it might just not be on the tracker.
Oh, it's possible.
Definitely possible. There's a lot to be tracking, and I think we're both thankful to our tracker here for all the good work he's been doing so far.
Definitely. Everybody send some love out to our tracker, Ekir. Give him a follow. He's doing a great job.
Been very helpful in chat too to help us if we have questions on where certain things were.
Definitely.
That is true. He can Hera pot once he has his hookshot. If he didn't have the big key, but he obviously does as he's going through the big key door. Okay, so then that's fine. Then there isn't that big of a difference between the runners still.
No, just a slight lead in the end, really.
Now, he's choosing not to do the bomb jump, so he'll probably drop down to the big chest.
Flip gonna show us off some handy little tech here with a bomb setup diver down. Executed perfectly.
First try, great. Another little fun glitch that speeds things up a little bit to getting there, as opposed to going all the way around twice. Samaria! The other item that you can use to do diver down.
It's going to make the routing in ice a lot more fun.
Yeah.
Ricky making quick work of Moldorm as well. He'll get his boots now and break some speed limits in high roll.
2-2 dungeons, but Flip is in Argus's boss room. I don't think we even talked about him going through that dungeon. He went through it so fast he's already back at the boss.
Quick. Well, you'd already checked it earlier, so it was just the quick go mode route.
Yeah, when you don't have to check anything in this dungeon, it is very fast, but otherwise it's a bit of a maze.
Definitely. He going to go get his bow and spiral as Flip makes quick work of Argus.
getting 20 rupees for his troubles, and a green pendant. That makes 3 dungeons complete for Flip at 1 hour and 9 minutes. So where does Flip go next? Ice?
Perhaps turning the green pendant, then head to ice.
No, wait, he doesn't have... He doesn't have mitts on his tracker.
Mitts were on catfish. Flip hasn't checked it yet.
Ah, yes. Okay, so yeah, catfish then, and then probably ice ballast.
Setting.
Yeah. Thankfully, the game did really point him to catfish, because this is not a check most runners like to do, because it is, as you watch him run there with boots and see how long it takes, this is out of the way.
Definitely. Definitely one of those last locations you ever like to have to head to. Ricky picking up his hook shot and his lamp.
It's actually interesting. Flip made the in-logic play the first time to go over to Zora first, and Ricky went up the mountain, and Flip went up the mountain before doing the in-logic catfish check.
Yeah, definitely just a little quick trade-off here between our runners.
Switching strategies.
Ricky giving us a TR check?
Oh, we'll find out if he has access, but he doesn't have Samaria yet.
He's going to check Hookshot Cave.
But we'll know what the medallion is. Yeah, he doesn't have access. It's Quake. So we will need Quake for Go mode.
Bombos, was it not?
Oh, Bombos. Yes. You know, I was thinking Bombos. Imagining the explosion, said Quake.
So King's Tomb check, just a piece of heart. Ooh.
Was that 2 big keys in Super Bunny?
Pod and Desert, yes.
Wow. That's another 2 dungeons they can finish. This seed is giving them what they need very quickly.
Absolutely. After holding back on them for so long.
I think we can almost start talking Go mode here. What do we need? We need Bombos and Ice Rod. And Flute.
And... Yep.
Like, we have all the big keys, unless we're...
Yeah.
We might need small keys. Do we still need a Turtle Rock small? I don't know how many...
I think we need 2, and we'll need Castle
That's
Tower
silvers.
keys. Ricky finding silvers.
So if we only need 2 for Turtle Rock, Flip has 2. Ah, 3 Turtle Rock smalls. I thought it... I had this feeling, but it's 3. We're being told in chat. I thought it was 3, but I wasn't sure. So we need 1 Turtle Rock small, an Ice Rod, and a Bombos, and a Flute. Oh, you know what? And 2 Castle Tower small keys.
And we need both Castle Tower keys, yeah. I was just looking through the tracker right now. Flip's going to show us our Smith checks here.
Once again, why it's very great to have someone tracking this. Thank you to the tracker.
Absolutely.
So again, just going to remind everybody also that we're putting the runners' Twitches in chat. If you're liking what you're seeing, give them a follow.
Definitely putting on a good show for us tonight. So
Yeah,
or
very
this
clean.
Afternoon.
Afternoon,
Depending on
night,
where you are.
morning.
Yeah, wherever you happen to be.
There's got to be some... I kind of forgot about some of the Smith's chain in checks, so there could be something along here. But Flip doing.
Ricky going to check the Eastern Big now.
Flip saving in winning because he's already done those Dark World checks right at the starting because he did it from the south. He's already checked K45 and Stumpy, so there's no reason to walk. It's a good
Ricky will
heads-up
complete.
play.
Yeah, Ricky will complete Eastern while he's here. Now he has a lamp, bow.
Flip using a little bit of a glitch in the game too, that you can, if you charge up your dash right after using your hook shot, the chest stays with you instead of getting left behind. All that for a piece of heart.
Flip going to head to ice now.
He's got to, right?
It's definitely where I would say that it's pushing our runners.
I'm not really sure I'm not sure Flip actually has something else to check.
No, I think he may have exhausted everything.
Did he? Where was the pod big key? Oh, Super Bunny. Did he not check Super Bunny?
He didn't do dark
Ooh.
Eastern Death Mountain at all.
So that'll be interesting. How long it takes him to get over there could cause him some problems.
It could, definitely. Ricky making quick work of everything in here with those silvers.
Armos Knights on Ricky's side should be a very quick fight. He's got silvers, 1 arrow per Armos Knight, including the red final one that turns in once he's done, and he's done the boss.
And a boomerang for his troubles.
Which is actually a weapon that hurts Armos Knights.
Yes.
Takes a lot of hits, but it works.
I think we all may have stumbled into a seed that's required us to have a boomerang strat before. Swordless especially. Flip going to show us a handy little trick here. Our icebreaker. Nice and clean.
That was fast.
Whew. Very impressive.
So he got through the starting of that so fast. Did he hit the switch, or is he going to go the non-switch direction?
He went back for the switch.
Okay. There's one of our go mode items. Castle Tower Small.
Hopefully the seed is not horrible to our runners and doesn't have the second one at the top of Ganon's tower. There's our flute.
Ooh, that is very nice. Yeah, we're definitely starting to run short on items that we're actually going to need. We still need the Ice Rod, we need Bombos, and we need a Castle Tower Small and a Turtle Rock Small. 4 items left in the game that we need. Does Meyer acquire us? Nope.
I believe there's enough small keys in Meyer itself to finish it.
Yeah, to think. No, that's where we have what's the God mode big key in Meyer.
Yeah.
Flip going from yes, because he has Cane, so that's irrelevant.
Ricky looking like with his Desert Big Key from Super Bunny, he's going to finish off Desert right away as well.
Which key did Flip not do in Ice Palace? I was watching Ricky.
Oh. I actually, I got caught doing the exact same thing.
That was a really fast.
Oh, that was one of the cleanest cold stairs I've ever seen. That was very impressive.
Right in the corner with the butter sword. Got it. Few hits. Done. All at once. And it's because he has no big key for the big chest, so he's left that. Our tracker helping us out there. be very difficult watching two screens at once, and sometimes both commentators decide to look at the same screen at the same time.
Yep. Guilty as charged, that's for sure.
So Ricky probably finishing up his desert now. It should get him his 5th completed dungeon. With Flip at 4. It's a bit of a difference, though, because Ricky will have Eastern and that.
Wow.
That was what did he use? I didn't know you could do
silver. You didn't know that? Yeah, one hit.
Oh,
with
silvers?
Silver arrow. Yep.
Oh, I thought he used a medallion of some sort, and I got a little confused there. Okay, silver arrows. Yeah, silver arrows, one hit. Nice and clean.
Flip with his flute, gonna check Meyer.
I said 5th dungeon, didn't I? I think it's 4 dungeons.
I believe it's 4.
Yeah. So they're actually both at 4 dungeons. Four very different dungeons, as Ricky has completed both Desert and Eastern, and Flip has done Ice Palace and Swamp.
Flip finding our Bombos in Meyer Shed. Bombos required entry for both dungeons. Ricky just going back over the overworld's checks that his boots and everything have unlocked before heading to Ice Palace. Or Swamp.
We are getting our first look at Misery Meyer on Flip side. So will something be in here? Do you wanna take a guess? Do we have one of our Go Mode items in here?
I think we might find a Turtle Rock key in here. We'll have one of those evil seeds that's going to require Ganon's Tower dip to get the last Castle Tower key.
Red mail, very helpful.
Right. Very nice. Ricky over finding a small key to Turtle Rock on his mushroom turn-in.
I'm getting this feeling that there won't be anything in Meyer, but I guess we'll see. The runners are definitely hoping there will, or at least Flip is hoping there will be.
Definitely. Ricky heading to Ice first over Swamp.
Well, he's cleared out a lot of Swamp, and he knows when he goes in at the end, he can just go in and finish it. So he's opting to do the dungeon with more checks, which I think is probably the right decision.
Definitely. May get to see the bomb jump here and see both different strategies from each runner. That's always nice to see.
Oh, yes, because he doesn't have Samaria yet. Puts on an even better show for our viewers.
Absolutely. Flip checking everybody's favorite check in Meyer. Good old cutscene chest.
Flip finding a map. That is a long way to go for a map, even though it is Ganon's Tower.
The map that tells you nothing.
Yeah. One of the least useful maps in the game for these runners. But playing this originally, that was a very nice map to find.
Definitely. Another small to skull on Flip side as he shows us the door state extension and jumps through the rail. Very impressive.
Ricky is heading towards the bomb jump side, so looks like we'll be getting two. Yes, he will be doing the bomb jump.
Yeah.
So this is the other way of getting around having a big key in Ice Palace. It is a lot more dangerous because if you mess it up, you will fall in the pit. Ricky just going to reset himself. Yeah.
Nicely done.
I think he thought he was on his hook shot.
Yeah, definitely.
That happens. With Flip heading to the back of Misery Meyer already. They did find lamps, so this shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah. No, this is my least favorite dark rooms in the entire game.
Yeah, these are definitely not fun. The turtle room and pod is also something else.
Oh, definitely.
That room can be difficult with the lights on. This
Flip must have lost his spooky glitch in on the way, or did it? No, it did go. Okay. Didn't hear it. No, it didn't. Ricky just finishes off all of his checks through ice. Should stumble on his flute momentarily.
This seed has been very interesting in terms of where a lot of the items have been. I'm wondering what the runners are thinking as they go through it, because in some seeds you can really feel that you're behind or feel that you're ahead. I'm not sure how the runners are feeling with this one.
Yeah, it would be interesting to ask them after the race. As you said, everything has been quite interesting spots that you wouldn't...
They've both last locationed some things, but they've last locationed it because the logic pushed them into only having linear checks. So do they feel behind because it was the last possible location it could have been in, or do they realize that they're both probably doing the same thing? With Flip finishing up his dungeon as we're discussing how they feel. Meyer is done. That's his 5th dungeon.
You were right on your Meyer call. There was nothing there. It's like Flip's going to give us our checkerboard check.
Maybe this will be where the key was that you were making.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Ricky with some rage slashes at that flute. Not liking that location.
No, not at all.
I didn't see what was in checkerboard.
It was a bunch of explosions.
Oh, okay. It's not something that's too necessary for the runners at the moment.
No. This Flip's going to head in and finish off Eastern Palace now.
We can watch Ricky and his Cold Stare fight. See if he can also get Cold Stare up into that top right corner. He is also on butter, so...
Flip shows off the Burna dash on the other side, right through the cannonballs.
Didn't quite get them into the corner. Gonna have to take a little bit longer on the fight, but it still should be a pretty fast fight.
Handled it quite easily.
Yep. Flip with a quick kill in the skeleton room. So I believe that's the 5th dungeon for Ricky. So that's 5 to 5 still in dungeons.
Where do you feel that Ricky's heading next?
Ricky? Oh, the fact that he went to here, it's a good question. Probably going over to the left for Dark World? Yeah. Be the only reason to come here. What isn't he finished over there?
Oh, he's going to go activate his flute.
Ah, yes. Flute. Yeah, then he might go to Meyer.
Yeah.
He has the items that he
Yeah.
well, he doesn't know if he has the right medallion, but otherwise he has all the items he needs. Would be good
Doesn't
to
have
know if
Samaria.
he's waiting for the medallion.
Doesn't have Samaria, though, because he hasn't gone to
Oh.
Swamp yet.
Yeah. Well, maybe he just flutes right to Swamp area, or the house, and goes down into Swamp. Not having that Samaria could hurt.
Definitely. And definitely one of the last places you go looking for it in the back of Swamp. Flip makes easy work of the Armos Knights here. That puts him up a dungeon.
So to remind everyone, for Go mode, we are looking at an Ice Rod, a Aga key, and a Turtle Rock key. Everything else is optional.
Flip going to give us a green pendant check.
Key to Ice was on Saha. Well, Flip heading to Turtle Rock.
He should probably do his Dark East Death Mountain checks.
Right, because he hadn't done Super Bunny. For some reason, I thought he had come up and done it later already. Desert Palace Big Key was right next to Pod Big Key, right where Flip is heading in Dark Death Mountain. Oh, you know what? We need the Thieves Town Big Key. I'm being reminded by chat there is one more good Go mode item.
Oh, my mistake as well. I thought we had picked that up somewhere along the way.
Thanks,
you,
chat,
chat.
man. But Flip is going into Turtle Rock? Hopefully he hasn't forgotten he hasn't checked Super Bunny.
Hopefully.
Oh, not going into Turtle Rock. Checking Super Bunny
Still-
first, just opening it up. That makes a little bit more sense.
Definitely.
I was a little worried there for him for a second. He's going to see those two big keys. Yeah, Rage
There it
Slashers
is.
right there. Going, oh, I have had access to this for so long, and there were two big keys in here.
Gonna get his silver arrows out of hook shot.
Yeah, he'll be happy to see those, but unhappy he didn't have them for Meyer.
Definitely.
Definitely makes that boss a lot easier, Vitreous.
Is he gonna give us the first few checks in Turtle Rock?
I think so. It makes sense.
They're already up here.
Yeah. I can't remember if Flip and Ricky have the same two Turtle Rock keys or if they're different keys.
I can't remember either.
Because
I was just wondering.
I thought like Flip had two and Ricky found one somewhere, but I don't know if it was the same one that Flip had found earlier. Ah, yes. Okay. We hear our tracker saying that one of them was Ricky's mushroom, which I think was Rick, because I thought they were different. So we do know where 3 keys are. The runners don't, but we do.
Always what you like to find when you're checking Turtle Rock, a small key to a dungeon you've already completed.
Definitely. Not helpful.
No,
There are a lot of chests in Turtle Rock, so let's see how far in Flip can get.
About to do everybody's favorite room in the entire game, I think.
Yes. Very fun.
Ooh, nice find. There's the other castle tower key.
Okay, so there's one less item that we need to look for. So, Ice Rod and Thieves Town Big Key. Now, each of the runners is also looking for some other items, but from our perspective... and Turtle Rock Big Key.
Yeah.
Yes. I seem to be dropping an item every time I do this. It's a different item every time.
We're going to keep everybody guessing, Zethno.
I want to make sure chat and our viewers are paying attention. But, yeah. We'll see. I think he's going to steal this key, right? No?
I was expecting him to. He's going to check the vanilla big key chest.
If he doesn't open this chest, he can go back and check a whole bunch more later in the dungeon. That is quite a risk, and he did it for bombs. That could be an interesting play, depending on when he gets back here. If Ricky comes up and does something else.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how that plays out at the end.
Yep, Flip now needing a 4th key that we actually don't know where it is, so he no longer is only looking for the 1 item from our 2 items from our 3 items from our perspective. It's now 4.
Gonna give us a Mick Cave check.
It's a pretty clean kill.
That was very nice. Bunch of money for his troubles. So Ricky's completing the Smith chain, taking purple chest over.
What is Flip? Check.
He's gonna go finish
desert.
I believe.
Desert, yes. I was thinking he's finished everything in the Dark World over here, but this is the fastest way into Desert Palace. I didn't think there was anything important on the... Oh, he's going for the big key, big chest.
Yeah.
I was thinking the torch, but the torch didn't have anything important.
No. Ricky's finally going to head into Swamp now.
Don't think he's going to be happy when he sees Samaria.
No. Not at all.
You know, Flip has a bit of a lead in terms of dungeons completed, and he's got some additional checks done, but now that he needs an extra key over Ricky, it'll be interesting to see how things play out. If
Definitely.
if that 4th Turtle Rock key is something in Validation Chest or in Tile Room in GT, it could make for some problems for him.
Yeah, it could definitely play out, especially if he does not think of taking the mushroom over.
It actually can't be in GT. That is a crystal.
Oh.
I gotta
Correct.
check that. It cannot be in there. Figured that out after I finished my sentence, but probably should have checked the crystal first. There really can't be anywhere too bad it can be. It could be somewhere deeper in a dungeon that they haven't checked, and maybe a chest that they've left behind. But
Yeah.
yeah, could be in one of the chests in one of these dungeons, one of the big chests that they didn't have a key. It could be in one of the small chests, maybe they didn't have a key to get to, but it shouldn't be anything too bad.
Yeah. No, Ice Palace big, pod big. No,
I don't know if they left any. I don't think either has checked the Tower of Hera basement, but they don't have that small key yet. That could be that. Could be somewhere. They might need to find the Tower of Hera small key first. Ricky getting towards the back of Swamp Palace.
Flip's heading back into pod. Guessing he's going to head back and check the big chest and finish off Helmasaur now that he has the big key.
It's a good play. Finish up this dungeon, get it out of his way, get it out of his mind while he can complete it. Then he knows he's just looking for some more small keys and a big key.
And the dreaded Ice Rod Hunt.
I kind of wonder if the boss in pod here is going to be the Thieves Town big key. Or the big chest. So there really aren't that many checks left.
No. It's getting pretty bare bones here for our runners.
It's not in there. Actually, he still has one more chest to do in here, apart from the big chest flip. Ricky finishing up his Argus fight, or their Argus fight when I wasn't looking. That brings them up to 6. Flip is on 7. Thankfully, there is that counter on the top of Flip's screen that is going to be reminding him that he still has one more check after the boss here.
Of course, it's the most out of the way one at this point, but definitely nice to have the compass to give you the reminder. Ricky looks like he's coming back to pod to make the same play. He's going to
turn in the green pendant first.
Yeah, get his Ice Palace big key from Saha.
We were talking about bad dark rooms earlier. This is the turtle dark room that nobody likes doing either if you don't have lamp.
Absolutely.
Thankfully, the torches are there, so more so if you don't have lamp or fire rod.
Flip going back to fight the boss that I never understood when I was a kid, because I used to do the bomb strat.
Well, the bomb strat is what the guide told you to do.
Yes, that is true.
That is what the game instructed you to do, and it was far more obvious that that was actually doing something, whereas if you hit him with a hammer a few times, it might not actually show, because it takes quite a few hits to get through it.
17. Quick work with him with Butter Sword. See what King Helmasaur has for us today. Just a bunch of pointy sticks, and then that gives Flip another dungeon. Pendant.
One of our viewers is mentioning that Flip save scummed the cape, actually. So he actually did get it and decided to leave it behind. Which I kind of get that, because he already had Cane of Burna, and he knows that Bumper Ledge is nothing, so there's no real point to have the cape. And he wanted that key.
Definitely. Here comes Flip. Flip's going to get his Turtle Rock key now.
The weird thing is that he saved Scum that key for Turtle Rock, or for Thieves Pod, but he didn't do Turtle Rock. He opened that door in Turtle Rock.
Yeah.
I don't know if he
Yeah.
just forgot when he was in there. Oh,
Nope.
Flip not happy with the Turtle Rock key, realizing that if he had this earlier and
Yeah.
he had skipped that door, he could be done with Turtle Rock.
Going to go complete Angle 1.
It's a good move. He needs to finish it at some point. I think that gives him one additional check, but it does complete a dungeon. He's not going to get anything that's going to speed up this climb in any way moving forward, so...
No.
Ah, yes! There is a small key on Lumberjack.
Oh, yes.
So it does actually get him one more, so we find out if that is that final Turtle Rock key that he's going to need. That would actually be quite lucky for him.
Definitely a good route. Get this done now instead of running it in after GT.
Unfortunately, there are still a few other outlying small keys. There's still a Skull Woods key out there, I think. There's the Tower of Hair small key could actually lead to something.
Definitely.
But there's still a Skull Woods key that they don't want. There's still an Ice Palace key that they don't want. There's still a Pod key that they don't want. So unfortunately, it's a higher likelihood it's something they don't need. But I still think it's a good play. Flip getting through these rooms pretty quick.
Moving through it nice as Ricky's moving through Turtle Rock nicely as well. A little trouble with the chain chomps, but nothing major.
Let's see what Ricky does with this key.
Definitely interesting to see if he routes it the opposite way.
He does. Takes the key and runs. He's going to strand this one check deep in Turtle Rock, but we know it's nothing. I'm sure it's going to stay in the back of his mind for the rest of the game.
Oh. For sure, but he's thinking of Laser Bridge and...
Oh no, there's definitely more checks this way.
Yeah.
If he takes that and can't finish the dungeon, it's far worse. There's just there's a potential that one key is, or that one chest has something important, but from what I'm reading, it seems like the race right before this also hinged on a key steal at the end of the game on this channel. So that's would be interesting if 2 games in a row a runner takes that key. And because in all dungeons, key sanity, key routing is very important, especially in Turtle Rock.
Yeah.
Aga goes down. Oh, we didn't.
We forgot to...
We forgot to ask about blue balls, but I had no idea how many it was, so I'm going to say when Ricky gets over there that I think there will be 4, but so I wasn't looking, so I'm still having a blind...
Yeah, no, I didn't... I watched, but I didn't count. Looks like Ricky is going to use a key here now.
No. That's... Well, Flip will be very happy to see that. And Ricky, yep.
Yep.
Ricky knows. He goes, oh, I should not have done that.
Flip coming in to check the Ice Palace big.
Oh, we don't know what that is.
Any wagers on what's in this chest?
This chest. Okay. Thieves Town Big Key. What about you?
I was leaning towards the same thing, actually, to be someone that's not being all that original. I was thinking the exact same thing.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, right now, there aren't that many places for them to check, and that opens up the most number of checks. I'm basically waiting for them to find it.
Thieves Town being a pendant, it could be up. It could be in GT somewhere as well.
That is true. And then they need to find that Turtle Rock small key, because they both decided not to do it.
The Turtle Rock big.
That. Huh. That makes not having that small key so much worse. Well, it's one less item for us to be in no mode, to know where all the items are in the game that they need, but that doesn't help the runners in any way at the moment.
Let's find out what our lumberjack check is here.
Yeah, that small key. Is it Turtle Rock?
Or is it Hera Basement?
If you're a viewer in chat, take your guess before he gets it if you want. Is it a Turtle Rock key? It is a Skullwoods key.
Skullwoods key.
No. Not what they were looking for. Not at all helpful.
No.
So where do we go now? As Ricky is checking pod, where does Flip go? Back to Turtle Rock.
Okay.
At this point, the Thieves Town key's gotta almost be in Ganon's tower.
I would say so.
So the
Ricky's
runners
making
are
his
either...
way-
Oh, you go.
I was just saying, as Ricky's making his way back to go finish off his Helmasaur and clear pod, add another dungeon to his total.
Yeah, as Flip is just traversing the map. So as the runners are basically going over territory they've already covered, one more quick reminder to follow the runners. They've put on a great show today, both playing very well. The execution has been very good from both of them, I think.
I would have to agree. Both showing us little glitches in tech that's in there, little variations on them. It's nice to see.
Yeah, neither one has really had health issues throughout the race. No tech problems. Okay, so as Flip gets deeper into the dungeon for the first time, let's see what's farther in Turtle Rock. As Ricky fights Helmasaur.
Flip going back for the big key for the big chest.
I believe so. I think he realized what he did. It's good he remembered before he got too far, because this dungeon takes a while to get back to that point.
Definitely. Ricky making quick work of Helmasaur.
Getting his pendant. Ricky is still behind by a dungeon. He still does not have Mire complete. Now in Go mode, Mire's not too bad, but... So here's a question. Do we find Ice Rod deep in Turtle Rock?
Yeah.
Was that the last Turtle Rock key in Roller Room?
I believe so.
Wow, that...
Ooh.
So the play that the runners made did not seriously change anything. Now the Ice Rod could now still be back here on Laser Bridge.
If it's not, where else could it be? Oh, there it is.
First chest. It is here. So, for anyone that was looking for an item on Laser Bridge, there it is. Now, if only this was the Thieves Town big key. But I don't think it's going to be.
No.
I have this feeling Thieves Town is in GT.
Yep. Seed has decided that these runners need to work just a little bit harder. Not that they haven't been working hard enough.
So I think this definitely, now that we know where that key is, I think this definitely puts Flip in a decent lead. It does all depend on where that big key to Thieves Town is, though.
Flip showing off the backdoor strat for Trinex.
Yes, very quick, very fast. That was very good. Can he... Now where does he go, though? Does he just go to GT? He's got his 7 crystals.
Yeah,
There's
I think
a lot
it's
of
time to
checks.
make Should we put it in chat to make a guess on what number chest that the Thieves Town big key might be in?
Yeah, we'll do an unofficial guessing game. Anybody, if he does go up there, there's 22 chests?
22 before, and then 27 total.
So 20, right. So there's 27 chests. You can guess from 0 to 27. If you think it's somewhere in the world not in there, somehow we've missed a chest, you can guess 0. 0 to 27, where is the Thieves Town big key in GT? I'm going to say 8, just because I like 8.
I'll go with 13.
We got some guesses, 24, 27, 23. People are not liking these runners today. We got one that just says tile room.
Oh, there we go. Interesting to see Ricky opt for the Cape strats with Butter Sword over the Silvers against Vitreous.
They're both very quick.
Yeah, definitely.
Probably what he's more comfortable with. It's easier not to miss anything. Flip going full right.
Deciding not to check out Tile Room first. Seed's been evil enough that it might have crossed his mind, though.
Checking tile room first, I feel, is a pretty big desperation play that he would do.
That is true.
Showing some tech there, how to throw that Samaria block with the dash.
Both these runners have showed us a lot of nice little tricks for this game.
That one's a little cool trick that you don't see all that often, so it's nice to see it on flip side. But what I was saying is tile room is one of those, it takes so long that unless you feel you're really behind, checking it first is very risky.
Very true.
Like, you need that You think you need that 30 second, 1 minute, whatever it is advantage because you think you're that far behind that you might be able to catch up if it's there. But I don't think Flip thinks he's that behind, and in fact he's quite ahead. I did say that Flip was 1 dungeon ahead. I was sort of correct. It depends on whether you count Aga Tower as a dungeon. We see Ricky going through Aga Tower and Flip having some issues with these pits. Oh, how many checks have we had?
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is 13. Oh no. I've got... Counting the torch, that would be 13 to my count, I believe.
Trying to... So I have 12.
12?
I had 12. I don't know what that doesn't make any sense, but I have 12.
Flip finding the Hera small key.
Yeah, 12.
Okay.
13. Yeah, because the one officer, the torch, and... Well, he didn't actually get it, so I don't... Do we count it if he doesn't pick it up? He saw it, so it's still a check, right?
Yeah, definitely.
13, 14, 15, 16? I think it was 16. I believe that was 16. Nobody had 16. Our tracker said 15, though. That was 15th item picked up.
Yep. Perfect. We'll give it to our tracker.
But yeah, wow. Okay, so they are at 2 hours almost on the dot, I think. Flipheal is in go mode. That is, you know, I'd say it's a light go mode, but it is an all dungeon ski sanity. That's not that bad.
No, that's for a seed that had them running all over the place. It was it's not horrible, that's for sure.
Yeah, thankfully, even though they had some double dips, there weren't really any big triple dips or any multiple, like, significant amount of time spent running back and forth between the dungeons. Where they did have to go into a dungeon, it was kind of logical and they were nearby each other.
Yeah, definitely. And our runners have played so well. The execution's been great. That really helped them along when they had to run around hunting for everything.
Yes, the fact that there was very, very few deaths in this game overall. I'm trying to remember if there was any, like, actual deaths that weren't warps.
I don't believe so. I believe they were just intentional.
Well, that tells you why they're done so fast.
Yeah, definitely.
Not getting the quick kill on Lanmo 2 here on flip side, while Ricky finishes Aga. Instantly fluting back to Light World. Yeah. Probably going up to... I was going to say going up to the mountain, but no. Oh, he doesn't have the big key yet to Turtle Rock. He's going to go check the Lumberjack small key. He's going to find out and be very disappointed that that is a Skullwoods key. Flip getting through this torch room. Not picking up the full magic refill. Figuring he's okay.
Well, he's good now at this point. Has to complete Thieves Town first, so.
Will he check it? He will not. He is in go mode. He has silvers. He has butter. He even has red mail.
Yeah.
Even as mirror shield, even though the runner's probably... That causes more lag sometimes than it helps.
Yeah, most runners probably not happy to see that one.
So I'm not really sure he's... I don't think he's really... Unless he just wants that bug net, so he can bug net Aga. Guess theoretically it could be another heart. But with 14 hearts, he's probably... Or they are probably more than comfortable.
Both runners would be more than comfortable on 14 hearts, I believe. Ricky going to go check the big chest here. Also very clean icebreaker.
Oh, that was a fast Aga 2 on flip side. That was very nice.
Yeah.
There was at least 2 doubles in there. I wasn't counting each round, but that was fast. Mirror's shield does reflect some additional projectiles over the red shield, but more so than anything, for better runners, it creates lag. The runners are generally pretty good at dodging the projectiles, and they know where they're going to be and how they work. So that was just a response to a question in chat, but it's good for anybody that's watching that's new. That's each new shield increases the number of things that the shield will reflect. So, Flip heading to Thieves Town, knowing that's all he needs to do before Ganon.
Ricky getting his Turtle Rock big, he'll head there.
So Flip's just gonna jump right through here. We'll have to go back to the back end to rescue the maiden, because the boss room will be empty at this point, unfortunately.
Go make the hole in the roof as well.
This is always a nice boss fight. First time you do it when you're playing this game for the first time. You find a damsel in distress at the back of the dungeon, and I guess we'll see what happens when you rescue her.
Yep. Just don't try to bring her out the front door. I remember trying that.
Yeah, I don't remember what happens. I know it doesn't work. She doesn't want to leave.
She won't leave.
Damsel in distress at the back of a Dark World dungeon, but she doesn't want to go anywhere. Flip opting not to check that chest at all. I don't think we're going to see him check anything now.
No, he's just going to finish us off. Oh, Ricky taking a bump.
That's pretty far into this room. This room, unfortunately, takes a lot longer than you think it would. Probably because you normally have boots at this point, so you're used to moving so fast, and that platform is slow.
Yep. Anything you have to wait for once you have boots.
Flip has the maiden. Cracked floor is done. He'll be bringing the maiden back to the room.
Does Flip keep blind on script today?
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know how familiar he is, so... And here it is. The maiden is our boss! It's looking very on script so far. So for any newer viewers, the blind does the exact same thing the first time you get into this room, every single time you play the game. If you know what he does, like Flip just did, you can kill him the exact same way every single time. Definitely makes this boss a lot easier, as doing this boss the vanilla way can be difficult.
Definitely. I remember it being one of the ones that, when I was younger, having the hardest time with, actually.
There's a lot of things to dodge.
Yeah, definitely.
So Flip using that save and quit to get right back to the pyramid since he's defeated Aga. That was a good, quick play.
Very
And
heads-up play.
Flip going to be very quick with this. Only needs, I think, 6 hits on phase 1, 2.
Yeah.
Only going to need 4 here, no matter what sword you have. Although sometimes it requires a spin with the Master Sword. So if Flip doesn't get to Ganon right as he becomes solid, like he has been, Ganon will throw out a fire bat that adds a lot of fire to the ground all over the map, and it is very annoying. So doing a
Never
good
fun
job.
to deal with.
No. And they do quite a few hearts, although they have blue mail, so less hearts. Now, does he get the torch glitch?
They did not.
He did not. He got a hit in before the torch, though. That was
impressive.
good. I don't think I've seen that.
I don't know either.
Oh, he just missed. So, for new reviewers, if you light that first torch, the second one never goes out. I want to quickly get that in before he finishes. And he finished with an SRL time of 2 hours, 11 minutes, and 7 seconds.
Get your GGs in chat for Flip.
As Ricky finishes Trinex. But yes, get your GGs in chat for Flipheal. Looks like we'll be getting both of them in chat for an interview. Just give them a moment to compose themselves after the game. Hello to both our runners and GG.
GG.
GGs.
So how did you guys feel about the seed?
Swamp Palace, I'm angry about Swamp Palace because I had both keys and the flippers and the mirror and the hammer, and it's like, oh, if the seed gives you these things early, go chase that. And like, ooh, sphere reading. Just I was so angry leaving Swamp Palace, and then realizing, oh, I dipped it too early. That was the problem. Like, come on.
I will say that both myself and TJ did mention a few times as you were getting the items, you got the small key, you got everything else. We were saying the game is really telling them to go to Swamp.
Yeah.
And
it's all the pieces, right?
Yeah, it gave you almost everything. It gave you hammer, the small key, it gave you flippers, and nothing
not the hook shot, which was locking both of the key items.
Yeah. Flip, how did you feel?
Yeah, honestly, when I did everything except catfish before sequence breaking the mountain, and I thought, like, all right, my opponent definitely did the mountain before me, or at least I thought that, I was like, I actually felt pretty behind for a while. Like, when I got the boots, I was, like, kind of happy, but then when the hook shot was on the right, I was like, well, they sequence broke with the hammer, they have that before me anyway.
Yeah, I did not do that. I did not go up to the mountain again until I sequence broke it looking for money and the hammer. But once I got the hammer, I didn't go back until I had mitts.
Yeah, so you guys did kind of an interesting flipped way of doing things. Initially, Flip, you went straight to Zora before going up the mountain out of logic. And you got a key item there. And I forget what it was. And then Ricky did the opposite. Ricky, you went right up the mountain and got to Zora later. But when you went to the Dark World, Ricky, you did the quick in logic Catfish check first, and Flip, you actually went up the mountain out of logic.
But yeah, like I said, I had done literally everything except Catfish, so I was like, if this is something like Lamp, like, what, I'm not gonna go just for a Lamp.
Yeah.
So, and then when I found the flute up there, I was like, okay, all right, so it's not the Lamp. I was expecting the flute, and then when I got like mitts, I was like, okay, and that's why I kind of went straight to everything not on the mountain before going back. And then also, it just felt like a lot of decisions I made. Like, I was like, after that, and kind of feeling behind, I was like, all right, I'll go to Ice before Eastern Saha. Their big key to Ice was there. I was like, oh my god. I did Mire before going back up to the mountain. Not only was there a Mire small, but there were silvers. I think something else nice. I was like, great. That would have made Mire easier. And then yeah, I even burned the Turtle Rock key because I was like, all right, I don't have the big key yet. I think Ricky burned it too, and it's just like,
Yeah.
it just seemed like every decision was wrong. It's
Well, because the
to
last
see.
couple AD keys I've done, both last night and the race last week, which is basically AD keys, that lava chest was a killer. So it's like, I'm gonna try it this time. Hopefully, it's the big key that I need to get through here. But no.
Yeah, and it was a crystal too. So at least if worse came to worse, we knew that there wasn't going to be a key in GT. So it's like,
Yeah.
We were definitely going to ask about that, so.
Yeah, I hard last location the TR big key in Ice Palace. I had nothing left when I finally went back there.
Yeah, I don't know if I had much left, but yeah, I was like, I was being pretty thorough at the point. I was like, I didn't have that much left anyway, so it's like I might as well do everything I can before going up the mountain, and yeah, it worked out. So I think even if I went back, yeah, it would have been. Yep.
TJ, did you have any questions about the seed? To our runners?
Actually, no. You guys covered everything I was going to ask just in the back and forth. It was great just listening to you and listening what was going through your heads. Great job, guys. It was nice seeing some of the cool little tech that you both popped out. Flip, you popped out that rail jump in Mire. You don't see that very often. It was very nice.
Yeah. And the fire bar. I did it like I got it in one shot. Usually it's like such a bad idea to do it with the fire bar chasing you, but yeah, it just worked out nice.
Definitely. Ricky showed off the Ice Palace bomb jump, something we don't see very often anymore. It's quite nice as well.
So, what are your two thoughts on the rest of the week and going into the end of the season here? Anything to say?
Well, I mean, my team is doing the best we can, but this is actually my personal first loss of the league, so I'm happy with how I've done so far. I'm looking forward to next week, because at least it's co-op randomized. Unfortunately, the way the whole organization came out, my team ended up against like the 3 top teams for the last 3 weeks, so I'm not expecting much there. I'm shocked I won last week. This week kind of went as expected, and we'll see about next week.
Well, I wish you luck for you and your team.
Thank you.
Flip, thoughts? Upcut the rest of the week and the last week of the season?
Yeah, the final week should be exciting. I mean, I don't know how this rest of the week will go because Meyer Straits is going, the second and third, or tied for first. I forget what the exact ratings are, but you know what I mean. Two of the top 3 teams are going this week, so the last 2 weeks should be pretty crazy. And co-op Enemizer is actually pretty fun. Not a huge Enemizer fan, but I love co-op, so looking forward to the final week. Should be some good matches.
Yeah, so the standings are that you're tied with We Need a Mentor, with the Meyer Straits. We're 1 game behind that. So it's tight in there.
Yeah, close race for playoffs at the end. Pretty exciting.
Yeah, definitely a tight division to play in, that's for sure.
Okay, I'm just I've quickly asked if any viewers have any questions that they want to throw in before we finish up. Any final thoughts from anybody?
I don't like AD keys.
Very valid.
Because it makes you do stupid things, and then yeah, it's like, okay, you have to double dip these dungeons, fine, but can any of the plays like pay off? Like I went to pod, nothing's in pod. Yeah.
Did you have 4 keys?
I had 4 keys, and
I was like, okay,
routed,
4 keys. There's got to be something, right?
yeah, and I routed it in a way that I was able to get everything that was, not locked behind the big key, and nothing's there. And then I made a return trip, and nothing's there, and I'm just.
Yeah, I had even I death warped to scum the key in the front, but I was like, wait, I still have to check the eastern big while I'm here. So I did that. That was nothing, and then the front chest and pod was the cape, which I knew was nothing. So it's like, okay, but it was just funny how it turned out.
Yeah.
He becomes solid like he has been. Ganon will.
Yeah, exactly, Floyd.
Fire to the ground all over the map.
Early Aga keys. Wasn't an Aga key hunt at least. That was nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. My desperation to get another TR small key because I threw the first one away. Do Aga 1, go to Lumberjack, and it's Skullwoods. Come on, game.
Flip did the same thing.
Yep.
Flip went over there after finishing egg as well, and we were debating. We were asking chat to start guessing which key because there were, I think, 4 small keys remaining, and you only needed one of them.
Yep.
I think the guess that was in chat was for Meyer, and it ended up being Skullwoods, which was about as helpful.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to watch this back just to see, because it seems like we both had a hard time, so I need to see like exactly where did I fall so far behind. In terms of, like, I don't know if it was execution, because I didn't have any deaths or anything, so I think I must have had an extra double dip or something that Flip didn't have.
Yeah, execution you both did very well. There were a few routing differences. Flip found the Canis Maria much earlier.
Okay.
Ricky, I think you found the Silver Arrow significantly earlier. Flip found the boots pretty early compared to you. That probably made a time difference.
That would. I mean, the boots do add up after a while.
And
yeah,
Flip,
that combined with going to ice without the Samaria, because like I said, I was last
true.
location the mids.
Yeah, that would definitely put me behind. I did full Ice Palace without Icebreaker. That's slow as hell. Okay, that makes sense.
Ricky, you were actually in the lead initially, right up until you decided to go up the mountain out of logic. Flip did a little bit of rupee farming and went straight to Zora, and that was your hammer. So that whole Tower of Hera check was the biggest thing, I think.
Yeah,
and then everything else just added a little bit here and there.
Makes sense.
Definitely. Overall, guys, GG's again. It was a pleasure to watch, pleasure to commentate through. Thank you to Eager for tracking it as well. ED keys can be fun.
Thanks to trackers, Iker, and Will, the restream. It's this is my first restream race this season, so that was exciting.
GG.
Oh wow, congrats.
Awesome.
So yeah, on the note of restream, please, once again, we're asking you to follow the runners. Please follow my co-commentator, T-Joel. You can follow our tracker. All of the links are in the chat for everybody's Twitch links. And yeah, his name's not there, but thank you to Will for restreaming, because without restreamers, none of us could be here on stream. Yep, that's Will right there in chat. So thank you. Remember that there are a lot of games still coming up over the next few days, over the next 2 weeks. They will be on either a link to the past randomizer league, this channel, this one, and 2 through 4, and the speed gaming channels, the speed gaming 2 through 6, which will be the invitational games. There's actually currently one game, it looks like, still going on over at speed gaming. There is. So if you're looking for some more Link to the Past action, jump over to Speed Gaming 1 for the invitational game. Otherwise, unless someone has some final thoughts. then
No, I just want to throw GGs out there to our runners. Thank our team again. Thank Chad for picking up where we missed, and hope everyone has a good night. Zethno, it was a pleasure calming with you.
it's been great calming with you. I guess on behalf of the league, thank you for watching, and I'm saying good night because it's night here, but good night, good day,
Yeah.
good afternoon. Have a good day.
Definitely.